So, good morning, ladies and gentlemen, fan spectators around the globe. Welcome back to another edition of U.S. Premier League Cricket, coming to you from beautiful SUNY Purchase. Today's matchup will feature, this is match number 11, features the New Jersey Titans and the Pennsylvania Cavaliers. The news is that the Cavaliers have won the toss and they have elected to take first strike. My name is Carl Bennett, and I'll bring you all the proceedings of today's action. Later on this afternoon, we'll see the Texas Cowboys taking on the New York Gothams. And so that will be the second match in this doubleheader coming to you from SUNY Purchase. The batsmen out in the middle, Trevon Griffith and Varun Samaru for the Pennsylvania Cavaliers. And so you'll see the captains on screen, Navin Stewart of the New Jersey Titans and Stephen Ketwaru, captain of the Pennsylvania Cavaliers. So we'll bring you all the action from the middle as we're almost ready for a start here. And it looks like it's going to be Ashish who has been given the ball. Ashish Modi. And so we'll confirm it's Ashish. We get the signal from the umpires. Today, umpire Kumar and umpire Philip Ray. And both very qualified umpires. And so we expect nothing less than a superb match of cricket. Here we go with the first ball. Match number 11 underway here at SUNY Purchase. And a good foolish delivery to Samaru that he defends. And of course, we have an interesting day's cricket which will likely determine, the solid standings for where teams are in this Phase 2 action of the U.S. Premier League. Phase 1 was won by the Florida Sharks, and they succumbed to defeat in a match yesterday, posting just 91 and seeing their total erased by the Carolina Eagles, who romped to victory by 6 wickets, and so putting a dent in the Florida Sharks, the defending champs, or the champions from Phase 1, putting a dent in their championship prospects. So things up and running here as Samaru's away. We've seen a surface here at SUNY Purchase that in round 1, which was played on the weekend of July 10th, we've seen over the course of the ensuing weeks that what had been effectively a batting wicket, or a wicket that favored batsmen, not much in it for the bowlers, have over the course of 3 weeks has evolved into more of a bowling wicket as bowlers are getting unpredictable bounce. They're getting the ball to do things. There might be a little bit of turn as well. Again, it's a mat that's on top of a turf wicket underneath, and so it's a good solid wicket. I call it the hidden gem up here in SUNY Purchase, a town in the I'm going to call it an enclave in the area of Harrison, New York, which is a part of Westchester County. And not many people know that there's a field out here, as this one is steered up into the offside, a quick single taken by Samaru. And so he pushes on to 2, and the score up to 3 as the over comes to an end. A good one from Modi to start, just 3 runs from it. It's 3 for none after 1.
अपोनेंट चाहे कितना भी स्ट्रांग हो, स्पीड के आगे घुटने टेक देता है। इसलिए अपनी फैंटेसी टीम बनाने से पहले विजिट cbtfspeednews.com।
यहाँ आपको मिले मैच प्रीव्यूज, टीम अपडेट्स, स्टेडियम स्टैट्स और बहुत कुछ, ताकि मैच कोई भी जीते आपका प्रेडिक्शन कभी गलत ना हो।
Visit cbtfspeednews.com and stay ahead.
So, Santos Venturi, or Ventura starts the second over, and straight away Samaru rotates the strike. Two quality batsmen out in the middle. Trevon Griffith, certainly a top all-rounder in the U.S., and he's the man on strike. Ooh, gets a full toss and hits him in a very sensitive area. And Trevon Griffith, it was somewhat of a slower ball, and he does have protection in that area, but and good sportsmanship here as all the fielders coming around, making sure that he's okay. But I think he may have misjudged the pace of the delivery and was well through the shot before the ball arrived. And in the end, again, taking him in a very sensitive area, but he seems to have shaken it off. No worse for the wear and tear. Back to the grindstone. Shoulders to the wheel. And so he's away. And looking to have recovered. Slow sledding so far. We're just into the second over here. Batters will have to try to assess how this wicket is playing. Another full toss, and again a slow full toss. So Griffith not yet adjusting his eye line, not yet assessing these disguised slower deliveries that are coming through from Santos Ventura. And we've seen now on two occasions just completely almost through with the shot before the ball actually arrived. And so Santos will have to look to land a few of these deliveries on the wicket. Oh, going big in the air and into the deep mid-wicket region. The first maximum of the morning off the blade of Varun Samaru. And it's gone the distance. Beautiful strike as you see it there in the distance. Man coming around, not even thinking he has a chance there, just thinking, I just need to go retrieve this one, get it back to Santos as quickly as possible. So Varun Samaru, a hard-hitting batsman, a man who likes the ball when it's full, and that one was in the slot. Foolish delivery, taken out. Again, he looks to go big, and ball coming off the bat onto the pad, so that will complete the over, and so two gone. It's 11 for none.
अगर आपके पास स्पीड है तो आपको कोई हरा नहीं सकता। इसलिए अपनी फैंटेसी टीम बनाने से पहले विजिट cbtfspeednews.com।
यहाँ आपको मिले मैच प्रीव्यूज, टीम अपडेट्स, स्टेडियम स्टैट्स और बहुत कुछ, ताकि मैच कोई भी जीते आपका प्रेडिक्शन कभी गलत ना हो।
Visit cbtfspeednews.com and stay ahead.
So we're back with the action, and another run added here for Trevon Griffith. So Griffith moves on to 3. And Griffith, a very classy player, likes to play the ball all around the ground. He generally opts for stroke play, but he can go upstairs when he needs to. This one hit well, down the ground and straight as an arrow. And so Samaru in a no-nonsense mood and looking to take on these bowlers in the power play. And off to a good start. 13 from 8. Looking like he's about business. A man about business is Varun Samaru. And just two allowed outside the circle in the power play, and the two, and he's cleaned them up. So Samaru looking to go big, and we'll see it here. The big man looking to go big down the ground, and did he drag it on? Just beaten all ends up, and the off stump has been nicked, and so he has to go. He falls for 13. It's 16 for 1.
जिंदगी में जीत उसी की होती है जिसके पास स्पीड होती है। इसलिए अपनी फैंटेसी टीम बनाने से पहले विजिट cbtfspeednews.com।
यहाँ आपको मिले मैच प्रीव्यूज, टीम अपडेट्स, स्टेडियम स्टैट्स और बहुत कुछ, ताकि मैच कोई भी जीते आपका प्रेडिक्शन कभी गलत ना हो।
विजिट cbtfspeednews.com and stay ahead।
So Stephen Katoru, the captain, walks to the middle, and so he'll join Trevon Griffith, with the Pennsylvania Cavaliers having lost Varun Samaru early. So he goes putting just 13 on the board, and 13 from 9 balls. Smashed one maximum, one CBTF maximum, and also got a 4 in his short stay at the crease. And so now he's replaced by Stephen Katoru. Stephen, the captain and wicketkeeper of this Pennsylvania Cavaliers unit. And so he'll face Modi. And he's steering this one away up into the offside. And thinking about a single. And not able to get off the mark straight away. A day that's very cool at the start. Today is expected to be scorching heat as a heat wave situation across the U.S., not only in the Northeast, but situation that suggests that later on today temperatures should be in the range of 99, 100 plus. And so given the conditions now, which is almost perfect, it's hard to imagine that that sort of heat is on the horizon. And Trevon Griffith works another one into the deep mid-wicket region. And so an easily taken single to close out over number 3. 7 runs from it. A successful over from a New Jersey Titans perspective. It's 18 for 1.
अगर आपके पास स्पीड है तो आपको कोई हरा नहीं सकता। इसलिए अपनी फैंटेसी टीम बनाने से पहले विजिट cbtfspeednews.com।
यहाँ आपको मिले मैच प्रीव्यूज, टीम अपडेट्स, स्टेडियम स्टैट्स और बहुत कुछ।
So here's a good looking shot by Trevon Griffith. Can't beat mid off, but he will advance his total. And so again, the 2 men out in the power play is a man posted at long on. And then there's a deep mid wicket. And then otherwise, everyone else has to be inside the 30-yard circle. And in fact, now a change in the field as and in fact the deep mid wicket is actually not a fielder, he's outside the field, is he? And well, no, he is in. So deep mid wicket and deep extra cover are the two that are out. So 19 In fact, make that 20 now for 1. Oh, Griffith goes big. Down the ground. A 1 bounce into the boundary. And that's an area where batters have looked to score. Just hitting straight, hitting through the line. A productive area off the field to get your runs. And you'll get value for your shots playing down the ground. And Trevon Griffith, quality player, as we see a spectator watching through the window of his vehicle there. And he looks to be enjoying the Trevon Griffith show at the moment. And every man coming to watch cricket, and just pulled up in the area of what would be the mid-wicket region is where that young K9 is set up. And so as umpire Kumar just checks to make sure that the ball hasn't sustained any significant damage that could preclude it from acting fairly. Down the ground, well struck through the offside, and this will go as well. So Trevon Griffith using his feet well and turning what would have been a foolish delivery into a full toss, and he smashes it away for another boundary. So Trevon Griffith looking to take the attack to Santos Venturu. And already it's taken 10 off the over. And well, 10 has gone off the over. Griffith has taken 9 himself off this. And this time, ball is outside the off stump, keeping a bit low, as we've seen through the course of this particular weekend. We've seen some deliveries that have just not acted appropriately. Maybe a kind way to say it. We've seen some deliveries keep low. We've seen some actually pop from being bowled at a fair length, and right into in the block hole. And Griffith does well to dig that one out, and so he gets himself off strike, and so that will close out the over. And so at the end of 4, it's 29 for 1.
अपोनेंट चाहे कितना भी स्ट्रांग हो, स्पीड के आगे घुटने टेक देता है. इसलिए अपनी फैंटेसी टीम बनाने से पहले विजिट cbtfspeednews.com.
यहाँ आपको मिले मैच प्रीव्यूज, टीम अपडेट्स, स्टेडियम स्टैट्स और बहुत कुछ, ताकि मैच कोई भी जीते आपका प्रेडिक्शन कभी गलत ना हो.
Visit cbtfspeednews.com and stay ahead.
So Ashish Modi will continue. Has conceded 10 runs so far. Trevon Griffith, you see there on 14. Katoru on 2. Down the track he comes once again. But again, this time can't get the ball off the square. So good bowling by Ashish Modi. Saw him coming, adjusted his length, and forced Griffith to defend. Griffith, a top player, man who comes out of the Caribbean, plays in minor league cricket as well. This one is in the air, going back, flying off the edge towards a deep fine leg area. It's gone for another CBTF maximum. And so Trevon Griffith on the go takes himself into the 20s. And a good clean strike. As you see it there, going towards that blue SUNY Purchase college van. And so Trevon Griffith, and now struggling with perhaps a bit of moisture. And so he just gets a bit of dirt on the hands, Probably taking away a little bit of the moisture, perhaps inside the batting gloves. So seems now settled, and they're just getting the equipment back on. So we should be resuming momentarily here. 35 for 1. A good start here for the Pennsylvania Cavaliers, going at just over 8 and over. Oh, again he was advancing down the track, and Ashish Modi, very clever bowling, just bowling that one into the surface, and Griffith had to make the adjustment. Just watched it whiz by, but clearly you can see the intent of Trevon Griffith, which is to put Ashish Modi under pressure. And so far has scored 20 from 14. Pulled into the backward square region. This one is gone for another CBTF maximum. And so Trevon Griffith on the go, getting a short delivery. There he is on the back foot, and picked up the length very early, and just let the blade do the talking. Just swiveled and pulled it comfortably behind square. And Ashish Modi perhaps doesn't have the pace to bowl that length to Trevon Griffith. A quality player. Has played in the CPL, the Caribbean Premier League. Has played in the minor league here in the U.S. Has represented a number of franchises around the U.S. And so a player of immense talent. And his talent already on display in his short stay at the wicket. Again, this time he gets off strike. As ball just dropped into the offside, and he was on his horse, off and running. And so, good batting display here by Trevon Griffith so far. Entertaining knock. 27 off 16 certainly tells the story. And so Captain Navin Stewart will have to come up with a plan here to deal with the onslaught of Trevon Griffith. Has to try to dislodge him at some point soon, because the longer he stays out there, the more ominous the outcome will likely be for the Titans. Quality delivery, pitched on a good length, making good height. It whizzes through to the keeper, and so that's the end of the 5th over here. It's 42 for 1.
As per the performance of the previous year, we can see that. हाँ बेबी, कुछ नहीं.
सुबह क्या भूल गए?
Breakfast भूल गया. कर लूँगा.
ऐसे मत लेट
So
किया करो.
3 minutes.
अभी तुम्हारे ट्रीट में एसिडिटी हो
बेबी
जाएगी.
रखो. हाँ.
बेबी की चिट चैट 3 minutes में इम्पॉसिबल. मगर MTR का 3 minute उपमा, just add hot water, mix, cover और 3 minutes में ready. MTR 3 minute breakfast, इंडिया का breakfast.
Oh, what a stroke. And man at point thought he had a shot. Went goalkeeper style trying to pull it in. But it was up and over in a flash. And here is Trevon Griffith on the go. Just on the back foot, leaning down. In fact, going down to one knee. And an improvised shot. Taking full advantage of width that was on offer. And so he goes into the 30s. Trevon Griffith. Very, very attacking now, and looking to attack almost every delivery. Has used his feet, has advanced down the wicket, has looked to keep the bowlers guessing in terms of what will he do next. And here he is looking. Oh, and now this has been thrown away with good backing up by the man at mid-on, and perhaps saved the Titans some runs, as Griffith just looking to play the ball back and almost, as we'd say, cheat a single, just steal a quick single, and Venturu was having none of it. Down the track, hit through the offside, in the air, didn't get a hold of it as well as he would have liked. And it falls in, and sort of the height just allowed it to just stop in the grass, just plug as it fell. But he does get 2 for the effort. And if there is a time to go for those types of shots, it would be now in the power play when only 2 fielders are allowed out. And the 2 fielders are both out on the onside. And so hitting over the offside, a good attacking strategy here from Trevon Griffith. So here again, he plays up into the offside. And in quickly comes Prajapati, but he can't stop one. And so the batters quickly get through for a single. It brings Katoru now back onto strike. And Katoru has had a front row seat at the non-striker's end, watching the exploits of Trevon Griffith to this point. And so now he'll get his opportunity to put his fingerprint on this game. And what he does is just whip it off the square and down through the fine leg region. And so that will bring up 50 for the Cavaliers. They're off to a good start. And so a partnership of 37 between these two now starting to blossom. And Stephen Katoru, a good partner here for Trevon Griffith, as they have moved this Cavaliers total along. Classy looking stroke by Katoru, timed it well, just extended the front foot. And umpire Kumar just again wanting to make sure that he's satisfied with the condition of the ball. As he's taken on the pad and is moving inside the line of the delivery. May have been going down the leg side or may have pitched outside leg stump. A leg by is the indication. So that will close out the power play here. 12 runs from the over, 54 for 1.
जिंदगी में जीत उसी की होती है जिसके पास स्पीड होती है, इसलिए अपनी फैंटेसी टीम बनाने से पहले विजिट cptfspeednews.com।
यहाँ आपको मिले मैच प्रीव्यूज, टीम अपडेट्स, स्टेडियम स्टैट्स और बहुत कुछ, ताकि मैच कोई भी जीते आपका प्रेडिक्शन कभी गलत ना हो।
विजिट cptfspeednews.com and stay ahead.
So we are back with the action here at SUNY Purchase. Trevon Griffith, the man on your screen. Stephen Katoru featured there as we see Prajapati running across. And Prajapati, one of the Centurions of Phase 2 so far, scored a blistering century on in match number 1 on day 1 and opening day of Phase 2. And so we may get to see his quality here this whether this morning or this afternoon, whenever the Titans get their turn at the wicket. And this is hit well into the onside. Runs here for Stephen Katoru. He'll pick up a couple. So Ashish Modi being asked to bowl all the way through here. Bowl is full allotment at the top. And so he is bowled 3 overs for 23, 1 for 23 coming into this over. And this will be the first extra, in fact the second extra of the innings, and the first wide, as we had a leg by earlier. And so bowling has been very disciplined on the part of Ashish Modi and Santosh Venturu. just straying off the intended line on that occasion. They press for one. They are going to come back for two. And Trevon Griffith, a very fleet-footed runner. And so no hesitation as he challenged the fielder for the second. And in the end, got it quite easily when all was said and done. As Parth Patel running in there couldn't prevent him from coming back for the second. And this partnership now really starting to flourish as both batters look quite comfortable out in the middle. And they've just looked to maneuver the field, just manipulate the field, taking full advantage of the gaps. And we've seen almost every delivery resulting in a scoring shot. In the previous over, only one dot ball in the prior over. And in this over so far, we're halfway through. No dots in the over as yet. And so that speaks to the fact that the batters are cognizant of the fact that they need to keep the scoreboard moving. So that they need to rotate strike. Down the ground again goes Trevon Griffith. This time protection is there in the form of Parth Patel. And so he moves on up to 35 now from 21 balls. So he's striking it at 167 at the moment is Trevon Griffith. Katoru striking at 110. And so both going better than run a ball. This one is hit towards the backward point region. Protection out there in the deep. And can't stop one. As the man out there you see just running around and doing well to keep the ball in play. As Rahul Mishra, the man out in the deep. 62 then the total. And again in this over we have yet to see any dot balls registered. Both batters looking to make sure that they continue to rotate the strike down the track, and again had to adjust and does well to find the gap. And will this one go? Not enough legs to get all the way to the boundary, but an improvised shot by Trevon Griffith once again, taking full advantage. Ball again advancing down the track. Santosh and Ashish Modi saw him coming and made the adjustment, but Trevon also adjusted. And so a couple of runs to close out the over. 10 from it. It's 64 for 1 after 7.
अपोनेंट चाहे कितना भी स्ट्रांग हो, स्पीड के आगे घुटने टेक देता है. इसलिए अपनी फैंटेसी टीम बनाने से पहले विजिट cbtfspeednews.com.
यहाँ आपको मिले मैच प्रीव्यूज, टीम अपडेट्स, स्टेडियम स्टैट्स और बहुत कुछ, ताकि मैच कोई भी जीते आपका प्रेडिक्शन कभी गलत ना हो.
Visit cbtfspeednews.com and stay ahead.
So a bowling change here as Bhaskar Ahuja has been introduced into the attack. And so he comes in at over number 7. Effectively would be replacing Santosh Venturu. Venturu has bowled 3 overs for none for 30. Ashish Modi has bowled his full allotment, 4 overs 1 for 33. And so looks like slow bowling will be introduced here for the first time, as Bhaskar will come over the wicket to Stephen Katwaru. Oh, he starts with a short one, and it's whisked away towards backward square. There's protection out there in the form of Ewart Nicholson, and there was a good throw coming back, and somehow the keeper neglected to take the bails off. Unsure why no attempt to take the bails apart. Perhaps thought that Ketoru was well in his ground, but it might have been close. Nonetheless, a couple of runs to Cavaliers. And that actually brings up the 50 partnership for these two. So swing and a miss. And so 50 partnership comes up from 28 balls. And most of that damage being done by Trevon Griffith. Griffith scored or accounted for 34 of those 50 runs in the partnership. The remaining 16 accounted for by Ketoro, as this one is hit well into the gap. Man comes around, can't get there. And so that's 4 more to Ketoro as he gets up and going. And you see the shot there just on the back foot, leaning back all the way and just hitting the ball up towards extra cover. And despite the effort of the man running across, can't cut it off. And so Ketoro pushes on. And this one is hit well into the deep, will not carry. And so another single, and again we see both Ketoro and Trevon Griffith ensuring that they score almost off every solitary delivery. And there is a free hit here. So an errant signal from the umpire, as there was no ball signal, so free hit would not have been in the offing. So again, Griffith continues to hit the ball out of the middle of the blade. A man who looks, well, he's in peak season form, playing a lot of cricket in the local metropolitan area and all up and down the northeast corridor, to be fair, Trevon Griffith. And so in blazing form as he plays it down the ground, does Ketoro to pick up a single to close out over number 8. And so 9 runs from the over, it's 73 for 1. So a new bowler introduced here as Rahul Mishra has been given the ball. And so he'll continue the attack, effectively replacing Ashish Modi. Modi bowled 4 overs, 1 for 33, picked up the wicket of Varun Samaru, whom he dislodged for 13. Did so with the score at 16 then. Since then there's been a 57-run partnership between the captain Stephen Ketoro and Trevon Griffith. As this one is hit well into the offside, coming around is long off and does well to prevent the ball from crossing the boundary. And you see it here as the ball going across the surface into the long on region, and good work done out in the deep by Ewart Nicholson running across. So Ketoro being implored by his teammates in the pavilion to bat skip. The captain of the Pennsylvania Cavaliers for this encounter. And so far he has shown his enterprise. Both he and Trevon Griffith starting to build a troublesome looking partnership, and a partnership that's come in very quick time, 60 off 36. And so both batters now looking to be going great guns. Oh, down the track, and he has cleared the playing area here. This one lands well into the parking lot area. Another CBTF maximum as you see him come down the track here. And it's up and over. Big strike from Katoru. And it's gone a long way. You scored that for Katoru, right? Oh, Griffith, yeah. So Griffith, the man, actually on the go. So Griffith again smashing them and smashing them a long way. And again, once he goes big, he goes deep and hitting down the ground, then immediately just looking to work the ball across the field. And here they just played up into the offside. And now there could be overthrows here. And in fact, he had gone well beyond the crease. And so they'll settle for the single. A big over here for the Cavaliers. 12 from it. It's 85 for 1 after 9.
अपोनेंट चाहे कितना भी स्ट्रांग हो, स्पीड के आगे घुटने टेक देता है। इसलिए अपनी फैंटेसी टीम बनाने से पहले विजिट cbtfspeednews.com।
यहाँ आपको मिले मैच प्रीव्यूज, टीम अपडेट्स, स्टेडियम स्टैट्स और बहुत कुछ, ताकि मैच कोई भी जीते आपका प्रेडिक्शन कभी गलत ना हो।
विजिट cbtfspeednews.com and stay ahead।
So 85 for 1. We saw a couple of lusty blows struck by Trevon Griffith in the previous over. Partnership of 69 between these two. And this one again hit well up into the offside. But there's protection at deep extra cover. Only a single, then an offer. Griffith pushes close to a personal milestone as he is up to 48 now. Brings Katoru back on strike. And Griffith again striking it at 178. Katoru striking at 121. So not as effective striking, but generally speaking, both batters, even though both are going at the same time, Katoru has been playing relatively risk-free cricket, just taking what's on offer and hitting the bad balls for boundaries, improvising at times. Trevon Griffith has been the man who has looked to go aerial and has looked to take the attack to the bowlers. And here he comes again. This time he goes big. He goes upstairs. It's gone for another maximum. That will be 50. 50 for Trevon Griffith. And it comes up in over number 10. And Trevon Griffith has batted here for 40 minutes. Has faced 28 balls. Has struck 4 CBTF maximums and 3 fours. 193 strike rate. Brilliant batting by Trevon Griffith. And Danny Khan has brought out the measuring tape and has intimated that this might be the biggest six of the tournament, as it went a long way into the distance, almost as if it were a golf strike. And the fielder had to go a long way, almost to the back of the parking lot to retrieve. In fact, the ball is just getting back now into the playing area. That's how far he had to go to retrieve it, because the parking lot is an asphalt surface, and once the ball lands, it continues to travel. And so almost as if it's a tarmac, that one was on the go. Griffith goes again, and this one will be 6 more. So Trevon Griffith has gone back-to-back maximums here, taking the attack to Bhaskar Ahuja. You see him here going upstairs and has pushed Cavaliers within 1 of crossing the 3-figure mark. It's the Trevon Griffith show at the moment. 60 from 29, as you see on your screen. And Trevon Griffith in a cantankerous mood at the moment, in a no-nonsense mood. Just taking this opposition bowling attack apart. And a good comeback delivery here from Bhaskar. And had Griffith off balance, reaching, not sure where the ball had landed. In the end, he survives a quality delivery. And so Bhaskar continuing to stay in the fight here. Oh, can't bowl there. Very short. A long hop almost. And Griffith gives it the treatment. That brings up the 100 for the Pennsylvania Cavaliers. A blistering hit through the onside. Another CBTF maximum. And so it's 105 for 1. The over comes to an end. And it's 20 off the over.
अपोनेंट चाहे कितना भी स्ट्रांग हो, स्पीड के आगे घुटने टेक देता है। इसलिए अपनी फैंटेसी टीम बनाने से पहले विजिट cbtfspeednews.com।
यहाँ आपको मिले मैच प्रीव्यूज, टीम अपडेट्स, स्टेडियम स्टैट्स और बहुत कुछ, ताकि मैच कोई भी जीते आपका प्रेडिक्शन कभी गलत ना हो।
विजिट cbtfspeednews.com and stay ahead.
So we're back with the action at SUNY Purchase. And so new bowler has been introduced here, and it's Parth Patel who has been given a ball, and so he starts with a full toss. And Ketoru muscles it out to deep extra cover. Rotate the strike over to the man of the moment, Trevon Griffith, who has been a man with a plan. And he's already hammered 66 runs off 31 balls. Has struck 6 CBTF maximums in his innings so far. And seems like he may have a 3-figure score in mind. Oh, full toss, over pitched, and he goes for his 7th CBTF maximum. It's gone into the parking lot again. And so Griffith goes into the 70s. And now Griffith is with his foot all the way on the pedal to the floor here, as he is punishing this bowling attack of the New Jersey Titans. So intelligent batting by Trevon Griffith. Just getting himself off strike for the moment. And a man who, when you look at him, he looks a very diminutive figure. It doesn't look like he can hit the ball with the power that he does. But he can hit them and hit them a long way. Times the ball extremely well. And sometimes it's not the force that you hit the ball with, but just the timing. And so they turn quickly for a second. And again, we see both Griffith and Ketoru challenging the fielders and putting them under pressure. Two very fleet-footed runners they are, Griffith and Ketoru. And so they're on the verge here of crossing another milestone in this partnership, 99-run partnership. And this will bring up the 100 partnership in the gap, coming around and can't get there. And it beats him into the wide long on boundary. And so 100 partnership up here between Trevon Griffith and Ketoru, as you see the ball running away there towards the boundary. And so good looking shot from Ketoru as he goes into the 30s. 119 now for one. And Cavaliers going at almost 11 and over here as they are on course for a total perhaps well in excess of 200. And Trevon Griffith perhaps with a 3-figure score in the offing for him. This one turned into the onside. And so Ketoru just getting off strike. And in fact, he will keep strike as that was the final ball of the over. 15 off this one. And so it's 120 for one after 11.
अगर आपके पास स्पीड है तो आपको कोई हरा नहीं सकता। इसलिए अपनी फैंटेसी टीम बनाने से पहले विजिट cbtfspeednews.com।
यहाँ आपको मिले मैच प्रीव्यूज, टीम अपडेट्स, स्टेडियम स्टैट्स और बहुत कुछ, ताकि मैच कोई भी जीते आपका प्रेडिक्शन कभी गलत ना हो।
विजिट cbtfspeednews.com and stay ahead।
Yeah, so it appears to be Vandit Prajapati that's been given the ball. So Prajapati comes back to the scene of the crime. He scored made a 3-figure score here on opening weekend. One of the better T20 centuries you would see. Had all the shots all around the ground, as he almost single-handedly took down the champions from phase 1, the Florida Sharks, as he smashed his way to 108. And this one is steered away with some bit of improvisation. Runs up towards the fine leg boundary, and in fact it's crossed the boundary now. And so really good cricket here on the part of the captain, as he just extended that front foot and just paddling, and you see the ball running away. And only thing that can be done is for Ravindra Tempali to go retrieve the ball, having crossed into the boundary. So 124 then the total. Ketoru has proven to be a very worthy supporter here for a partner for Trevon Griffith. And so quickly as he is scored a boundary, he gets right off strike. Gets the strike back to Griffith, who has just been on fire. Outrageous hitting. 7 maximums already struck this morning. And so just plundering this attack at the moment is Griffith. 73 runs already to his name. Just 33 balls, as you can see on your screen, as the Pennsylvania Cavaliers looking to make a mark here, looking to mark a line in the sand, and off and running is Griffith. So again, Griffith, just intelligent cricket on the part of Trevon Griffith. It's not just the big hitting. He's also taken the fact that the field is spread here with the big hitting in mind. He is, in fact, both batters have taken advantage of the fact that there really is no protection against any singles, anything on the interior. And so the field completely spread here at SUNY Purchase. And so now the batters are just taking ones, just milking ones everywhere. And so a very demoralizing strategy being employed by the Pennsylvania Cavaliers, just demoralizing the bowling unit, as when they're not hitting the ball out of the ground, they're just taking free singles on offer. And so now Captain Navin Stewart looks to block up the singles in the mid-wicket area, brings a man in, and then what does Trevon Griffith do? He goes upstairs for another CBTF maximum, as it's gone into the distance, into the parking lot, as you see him coming down the track here once again. And that takes him into the 80s. And the score up to 133 for 1, as Griffith just hammering his way here. And could we be seeing another Centurion on this track? Again, a track that yesterday we saw that the bowlers are on top. It didn't look like it was that much of wasn't giving that much assistance to the batters. Today, both Ketwaru and more importantly, perhaps Trevon Griffith really made this track look like it is a batting surface once again. Almost as if it's a batsman's paradise. And they've used their feet well. They have hit the bad balls out the ground. And ball bowled into the surface. And again, Prajapati saw him coming and dug it into the surface. That completes the over, as you see Griffith coming here and having to just pull out of the shot. And so the over comes to an end. 13 from it. It's 133 for 1.
अपोनेंट चाहे कितना भी स्ट्रांग हो, स्पीड के आगे घुटने टेक देता है। इसलिए अपनी फैंटेसी टीम बनाने से पहले विजिट cbtfspeednews.com।
यहाँ आपको मिले मैच प्रीव्यूज, टीम अपडेट्स, स्टेडियम स्टैट्स और बहुत कुछ, ताकि मैच कोई भी जीते आपका प्रेडिक्शन कभी गलत ना हो।
Visit cbtfspeednews.com and stay ahead.
So the captain introduces himself here into the attack, and we'd been wondering at what point in this onslaught the very experienced Navin Stewart would have sort of looked to see if he can put a halt to this carnage. And so he comes in here at over number 13 with a lot of the damage already done. This partnership 117 off just 57 balls. So this is a partnership of immense value to the Pennsylvania Cavaliers. And can Navin Stewart come in here using all of his experience as a national player from Trinidad and Tobago, and having also played in the CPL, having also played minor league cricket, very senior player, experienced, a lot of experience to boot. And they're challenging for 2 here, and they'll get 2 quite easily. No scenario where you're going to see Trevon Griffith caught short of his crease with a throw from that depth in the field. And so 2 easily taken, as you see Stephen Ketwaru setting up once again as Navin Stewart ambles to the wicket. And this one is hit well through the offside, beats extra cover, beats long off. 4 more runs to Ketwaru. And so he gets up to 44. And total continues to push on now. Pennsylvania Cavaliers now have taken their going rate up above 11 and over. And so the projection now pushing towards better than 220. And again, they continue to just rotate the strike when the balls are not being hit out of the ground. Both batters are looking to just work the gaps. And that creates quite a bit of headache for Captain Navin Stewart, unsure how to stem the flow of runs here. One, you could try to prevent boundaries by bowling in the right areas, perhaps trying to go wide Yorkers, full length, something to stem the flow of runs. Certainly he has tried to do that, but the batters then but he's done that with the field spread. Batters have then taken singles on the interior. And so then when he brings in one or two of the deep fielders, they then look to go again into the deep. And so runs are just flowing here just freely. And no sense of a strategy here on the part of the New Jersey Titans to look to dislodge one or both of these two batters. Ketoru now approaching his own personal milestone. And he's driving and driving well up to cover. Picks up his 46th run. And shoulders seemingly sagging here on the part of the New Jersey Titans, and perhaps to be expected. The Trevon Griffith and Stephen Katoru show has yielded 126 runs so far in this total of 142. Down the track, man looks up, may have misjudged coming in, and then the ball carries over him. And so that's the 9th CBTF maximum, as you see Trevon Griffith coming down the ground and hitting up. And had the man been back against the ropes, perhaps might have had a chance. In the end, it yields 15 off the over. It's 148 for 1.
अगर आपके पास स्पीड है तो आपको कोई हरा नहीं सकता। इसलिए अपनी फैंटेसी टीम बनाने से पहले विजिट cbtfspeednews.com।
यहाँ आपको मिले मैच प्रीव्यूज, टीम अपडेट्स, स्टेडियम स्टैट्स और बहुत कुछ, ताकि मैच कोई भी जीते आपका प्रेडिक्शन कभी गलत ना हो।
Visit cbtfspeednews.com and stay ahead.
So Prajapati continues, and Ketoru pushes up to 47 with that single. The total up to 149, and so the Cavaliers going at better than 11 and over. On course, the projection suggesting 222. So Griffith into the 90s now. 152 the total on the board. Here is Prajapati. Should have had the wicket of Griffith. This one is whipped away towards the backward square. And Ewart Nicholson is well posted there. And so he can't stop one. That will bring Griffith back onto strike into what they call the nervous 90s for Trevon Griffith. Perhaps a man who plays nerveless cricket. So, and he gets one that he's whipping away towards fine leg, a short delivery, and he smashes it away through the fine leg region. And that will close out the over. 9 runs from it. Trevon Griffith goes up to 94 and eyeing perhaps a three-figure score here. So 6 overs remaining as the ball has been returned to the field of play. Katoru sits on 48. Griffith sits on 94. It's 157 for 1.
As per the performance of the previous year, we can see that. हाँ बेबी, कुछ नहीं.
सुबह क्या भूल गए?
Breakfast भूल गया. कर लूँगा.
इतनी बार बोला है, ऐसे मत लेट किया करो.
3 minutes.
अभी तुम्हारे
Okay.
पेट में एसिडिटी हो
बेबी
रही है.
रखूँ. हाँ.
बेबी की चिट-चैट 3 मिनट्स में इम्पॉसिबल. मगर MTR का 3 मिनट उपमा जस्ट ऐड हॉट वाटर, मिक्स, कवर और 3 मिनट्स में रेडी. MTR 3 मिनट ब्रेकफास्ट, इंडिया का ब्रेकफास्ट.
So Navin Stewart, his first over cost him 15 runs. And so Ketoru gets immediately off strike, turns it over to Trevon Griffith again. All right, so single to Griffith. So he pushes on, just taking just ones at the moment. He is again on the verge of crossing a pretty important milestone. So perhaps we'll approach it with more of a risk-free, take a more risk-free approach. And this one played down the ground towards mid-off. And so another single to Ketoru. In fact, that's 50 for Ketoru. 50 comes up. And Ketoru has batted for 59 minutes. Has hit 5 fours. Has faced 35 balls. And has struck it at 143 strike rate. And so the captain leading from the front. And he has been a solid partner for Trevon Griffith here. And Griffith again steers this one away, finds the gap expertly. It's running towards the third man boundary, and the man does well to pull it back inside the boundary. And good bit of work in the deep to keep that one from going over. May have saved his team 2 runs there. And good work by Ewart Nicholson running back and doing expertly, as you saw there, to pull that one back from going into the boundary. So 97 then to Griffith. And again, this time he hits it straight up to Nicholson. And so can't score. Again, one of the rare dots that we've seen in this entire innings. Three runs away from what would be a masterclass, or the fulfillment of a masterclass here at SUNY Purchase. Oh, could this be it? He has gone upstairs. It's gone a long way into the distance. That's 6 runs and 100 for Trevon Griffith. 100 comes up. 11 off the over. You see him here going upstairs. It's been hit a long way in the distance. Trevon Griffith, you see the man coming across, looking up, thought he had a play for a moment, but it's gone all the way. And Trevon Griffith, 103 of 46 balls, has batted for 70 minutes, 10 CBTF maximums, and 4 fours, 224 strike rate. A masterclass has been achieved here at SUNY Purchase. Trevon Griffith has done it once again. So 168 then for 1. 30 balls remain. Vandit Prajapati will continue. And heel ball to Stephen Ketoru. Partnership of 152 between these two. Oh, coming down the track, hitting towards the mid-wicket region. Only a single on offer, 153 off 76 balls. 100 contributed by Trevon Griffith. 53 by Stephen Ketwaru. And so 29 balls left, 5 overs including this one. So we're into the fast 5. 169 for 1. Slower ball, hit down the ground towards the mid-wicket region. This one is gone for another CBTF maximum. Trevon Griffith up to 109, 175 for 1. Trevon Griffith taking a hammering to this bowling unit. And he's pulled out the whip here. The whip is out at SUNY Purchase. Trevon Griffith on fire. 11 of them have been hit out of the ground. Another slower ball. This time it could be a wide. In fact, a no ball is the call. And so free hit upcoming here. So this could be an expensive delivery. As this one went entirely off the matting, it would appear. And so once you go off the matting completely, it's going to result in a free hit. Here's the free hit. And as we've seen from time to time, the best ball the bowler has is usually the response on the free hit. And so he does well bowling it into the block hole and restricts Griffith to just a single, which is a minor triumph for Prajapati. It gets Griffith off strike for the moment. Brings Katoru into the fray. Oh, looking to improvise. A loud appeal. Umpire Kumar not interested. And leg by is the indication. So just looking to paddle. Might have been angled towards the what was the original off stump as he had switched to a switch hit. So 178 on the board. Griffith comes back on to strike. He's on 110. And tugs this one into the onside. They press for one. They're coming back for a second. And they'll get too easily. And so Trevon Griffith perhaps should have been back in the hut. Gave a life when he was on 87. I think it may have been Parth Patel that was in the deep. And Parth gifted him his wicket back. And since then he has taken full advantage. Has gone on to put up a 3-figure score. And now will keep strike as the over comes to an end. 13 from it. It's 181 for 1.
अगर आपके पास स्पीड है तो आपको कोई हरा नहीं सकता इसलिए अपनी फैंटेसी टीम बनाने से पहले विजिट cbtfspeednews.com।
यहाँ आपको मिले मैच प्रीव्यूज, टीम अपडेट्स, स्टेडियम स्टैट्स और बहुत कुछ, ताकि मैच कोई भी जीते आपका प्रेडिक्शन कभी गलत ना हो।
विजिट cbtfspeednews.com and stay ahead।
Oh, this is another CBTF maximum. And so Trevon Griffith goes big again. As you see him here, just standing and delivering. And a guy with that sort of body frame, you don't expect him to be able to hit a ball like that for 6 through the offside. But that's the strength and power of Trevon Griffith. That's the 12th CBTF maximum of his innings, as he's up to 119. And my word, what a blistering attack we've seen here from Trevon Griffith. He's put on a show. And here, this is in the air once again. Man is in the deep, looking up. And this time he takes the catch. And that's the end of Griffith. Could be Modi will look to pick up the field out there, but Griffith goes finally. And what an innings. It's come to an end. And the man out there was there for a long time. It's Modi, actually. And so Modi takes it. And so that's the end of Griffith. He falls to 119. It's now it's 187 for 1.
As per the performance of the previous year, we can see that. हाँ बेबी कुछ नहीं
सुबह क्या भूल गए?
ब्रेकफास्ट भूल गया कर लूंगा
इतनी
कर
बार
लूंगा
बोला है, ऐसे मत लेट किया करो।
3 minutes
अभी तुम्हारे पेट में एसिडिटी हो
बेबी
रही है।
रखूं हाँ हाँ हाँ
बेबी की चिट चैट 3 मिनट्स में इम्पॉसिबल मगर MTR का 3 मिनट उपमा जस्ट ऐड हॉट वाटर मिक्स कवर और 3 मिनट्स में रेडी MTR 3 मिनट ब्रेकफास्ट इंडिया का ब्रेकफास्ट.
All right, so we saw one of the great innings in a T20 match and one of the great innings in the US Premier League come to an end. And it came courtesy of Parth Patel and Ashish Modi. And Parth Patel might have been involved in Trayvon Griffith being able to get to 100 in the first place. I think the chance that went to him when Griffith was on, that went into the deep when Griffith was on 87 had gone to Parth, and so he comes back to make amends, but the damage is already done as Griffith would have gone on to score some 30 more runs or 30 plus. And so nonetheless, Abdul Malik is the new batter who has come to the middle. And so he will get away with a single, so he's away. 20 balls remain here for the Pennsylvania Cavaliers. They won the toss early this morning and elected to take first strike. And a partnership of 171 between Trayvon Griffith and Stephen Ketwaru of just 84 balls. Griffith contributing 117 to the partnership. This one is a good delivery outside the off stump. So with the departure of Griffith, things have certainly, the flow of runs has certainly been stemmed in one fell swoop. And so straight away we see what is a very good over here from Parth Patel. And this time ball is barely coming off the square. They scamper through for a single to close out the over. 8 runs from it, but more importantly, the New Jersey Titans have inflicted a blow here, removing Trayvon Griffith. It's 189 for 2 after 17.
जिंदगी में जीत उसी की होती है जिसके पास स्पीड होती है. इसलिए अपनी फैंटेसी टीम बनाने से पहले विजिट cptfspeednews.com.
यहाँ आपको मिले मैच प्रीव्यूज, टीम अपडेट्स, स्टेडियम स्टैट्स और बहुत कुछ, ताकि मैच कोई भी जीते आपका प्रेडिक्शन कभी गलत ना हो.
Visit cptfspeednews.com and stay ahead.
So Navin Stewart comes back into the attack, and he comes back straight away. Abdul Malik goes upstairs, just striding down the wicket and hitting straight. And that's gone for another CBTF maximum. And that's the 14th such maximum that's been struck today so far. Total up to 195 with 17 balls to go. And finds the gap. This one will run away, and bring the total up to 199. So they're on the verge of crossing another milestone here, are the Pennsylvania Cavaliers. And they've really taken a hammering to this, the bowling unit of the New Jersey Titans. And nothing Navin Stewart can do here to stem or to reverse what has already happened. And so the only thing that can be done here is to look to mitigate the remaining damage, or the damage for the remaining deliveries, 16 of them. And so far, batters have been scoring freely as the 200 comes up, and 200 comes up in over number 18. It's 201 for 2 as Malik quickly goes into double figures. He's already on 13, has just faced 5 balls. So 201 on the board. We've only seen 200 put up here, I believe, just once so far in phase 2. And this will probably be buys. We'll wait for confirmation, if any. And we get it now. And so 14 balls will then remain in the innings for the Pennsylvania Cavaliers. They have certainly put themselves in a strong position to emerge victorious from this matchup, as they have decimated the attack of the New Jersey Titans. Every bowler have effectively gone for runs, and this is being slashed away. This might have gone the distance. In fact, 4 it is. And so good looking shot from Katoru. And we watch it here to see. It looks, in fact, did fall in. So 4 runs. And so Katoru up to 56 with 13 balls remaining. What a ball from Navin Stewart. And so that delivery will close out the over. 17 from it is 206 for 2 after 18.
अगर आपके पास स्पीड है तो आपको कोई हरा नहीं सकता। इसलिए अपनी फैंटेसी टीम बनाने से पहले विजिट cbtfspeednews.com।
यहाँ आपको मिले मैच प्रीव्यूज, टीम अपडेट्स, स्टेडियम स्टैट्स और बहुत कुछ, ताकि मैच कोई भी जीते आपका प्रेडिक्शन कभी गलत ना हो।
विजिट cbtfspeednews.com and stay ahead।
So Vandit Prajapati will bowl his final over. And first ball is tugged into the backward square region, into the gap. Man comes around, can't stop a couple. And so Malik pushes on. Score goes up to 208. So just 11 balls to go. It's been all Pennsylvania Cavaliers. And this one is hit well down the ground towards the mid-wicket region. Straight mid-wicket. And in fact, the long on comes around to a wideish mid-wicket position to clean up. And so that will bring Katoru back on strike. 10 balls remaining. And this is good bowling from Vandit. He has done well to keep the ball fullish up to the batters when he's seen the batters looking to attack him. We saw Trevon Griffith on occasion charging him coming down the track, and he's bowled into the pitch when that has happened. And so he has been very effective at making the adjustments at the right time. And so even though he's gone for a few, 38 has been conceded in his bowling spell so far. Based on the damage that Trevon Griffith inflicted, could have been worse, is what one might suggest. And we want to say good morning to our associate sponsor, MTR, all the folks who support MTR. And so it's 2-10 for 2. And a good delivery into the block hole. Dug out well by Malik. Will pick up a single for the effort. So now just 7 delivers remain. As you see here, a foolish ball, and he just dropped the bat at the very last moment. Otherwise, that delivery was going to cannon into the stumps. And so just doing well just to dig it out, picking up a single in the process. Ketwaru deceived by a very well-disguised slower ball to close out the over. Just 5 runs from it. And so with 19 gone, last over to go, it's 211 for 2.
जिंदगी में जीत उसी की होती है जिसके पास स्पीड होती है। इसलिए अपनी फैंटेसी टीम बनाने से पहले विजिट cptfspeednews.com।
यहाँ आपको मिले मैच प्रीव्यूज, टीम अपडेट्स, स्टेडियम स्टैट्स और बहुत कुछ, ताकि मैच कोई भी जीते आपका प्रेडिक्शन कभी गलत ना हो।
विजिट cptfspeednews.com and stay ahead.
So final over. And so Parth Patel will be the man entrusted to deliver it. He starts with a ball that's hit into the deep mid-wicket area. It's gone the distance. And so that's 6 more runs, another CBTF maximum off the blade of Abdul Malik. And he has hit it a long way into the distance. And Vandit was out there, but couldn't get close. 217 for 2, the total on the board. The highest total we've seen put up in the USPL so far was 236, and that was posted by the Maryland Mavericks. And another couple of runs here to Malik takes him up to 25. Total here is 219 with just 4 balls to go. So can 238 be threatened? Or 236 rather. Hit well down the ground. Protection at long off, and so only a single on offer. And so the Maryland Mavericks can rest assured that their highest total of 236 will not be challenged. As 3 sixes will be required. And if this one doesn't fly out the ground, well, it doesn't go for a 6. So now they can rest assured, as long as legal deliveries are bowled here, 236 will be the record of 236 will be safe. It's 220 for 2 nonetheless. With in fact 221 for 2 with a couple of balls remaining. Abdul Malik tugs this one into the deep mid-wicket region, and it's gone out of the playing area. Another CBTF maximum. It was short, hit it on the up, and Danny Khan sends in a replacement ball for the last delivery, and it's 227 is the total. A mammoth total it is, just for the loss of 2 wickets on the back of a blistering 119 from Trevon Griffith, who smashed 12 CBTF maximums this morning. And so here's the last ball. And it's hit well into the onside and into the gap. But Vandit, I believe, comes around, cuts it off. Can't stop 2. And so the innings comes to an end. It's 229 for 2, 18 off the final over. And so the New Jersey Titans will need to score 230 off 120 balls, and it's going to be a mammoth chase. So we're going to take a pause and leave you for a couple of interviews, and then we'll be back on the other side for the chase when it happens.
You have to wear a helmet around this guy. Yes, I'm talking about Griffith. Trevon Griffith is right here with me from Pennsylvania Cavaliers. Wow, what an innings. 119 runs, 53 balls, 12 sixes, and 4 fours. Oh my goodness, how that happened.
I mean, myself too. I think it was a great innings by myself. Put my team in a good position. Just went out and just played my natural game, and it paid off.
Right, so now you have put them in real trouble, I guess.
Well, I mean, it's not too big of a ground. The straight boundary is very small, so we are mindful of that. I mean, it's cricket. At the end of the day, we have to come out and put the ball in good areas and hopefully get a good start.
All right, awesome. So, what is captain thinking right now?
Both of us was in the middle. Trevon well played, a brilliant innings. Our opponent has been playing well, chasing, so that was behind our mind. So we know we had to get a really good total to give ourselves a chance. Moving forward, as Trevon mentioned, it's cricket. So we have to go and still stick to our plan, execute our plans, and win the second half as well to win all aspects of the game.
Is there any changing in the bowling section?
Honestly, this game is one of the strongest bowling attack, I must say, for the past 2 games. So I think we have it all covered.
All right, wish you all the best. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. Guys, you are watching US Premier League and brought to you by CBTF News and MTR. And we are going to take a short break and we'll come right after this.
Is it? Oh, I'm not sure. I was. So we're back with the action here at SUNY Purchase with the news. 230 runs are required by the New Jersey Titans to emerge victorious here against the Pennsylvania Cavaliers. 230 from 120 requires an 11.5 runs per over rate. And so you see on screen Captain Navin Stewart and Stephen Katoru. Katoru had a very good innings with the bat, as he finished unbeaten on 58, and supported one of the best T20 knocks that you'll ever see at any level, Trevon Griffith, as he smashed his way to 119, which is the record in the USPL, the highest individual score by a batter in the USPL. He smashed 12 sixes and 4 fours from 53 balls, 225 strike rate, as he has helped his team to a very strong position here. And the two batters for the New Jersey Titans have headed out to the middle, and they will start the response. And looks like the man with ball in hand is number 26, Mohamed Asif, so he'll start the attack. And so the two batsmen are out in the middle. And one is Vandit Prajapati. He'll be the man on strike. And so we're almost ready for the chase here. Mohamed Asif, a very experienced campaigner, Pakistani national player, our former national. And away, Vandit is away straight away. So he's up and running. And of course, Daniel Williams at the non-striker's end for the moment. So they will see to proceedings here. They'll need to go hard, and need to go hard perhaps in the power play, just to put the New Jersey Titans in a position here to look to challenge this 230 that's required. The 229 posted by the Pennsylvania Cavaliers. There's all kinds of statistics that can be accorded to the amount that's been posted. It's the second highest individual team total in the USPL, only surpassed by the Maryland Mavericks, who have posted 236 as the highest individual team total. And then, of course, we talked about the 119 that was scored by Trevon Griffith as the highest individual score. The man standing at the non-strikers end now, Vandit Prajapati, he has the second highest individual score, or he's tied with the highest second individual score in USPL, having scored 108. And that score is tied with Jaladua's 108 from Phase 1 of USPL. And they're among so those three scores are among the top. In fact, the only 4 centuries that have been scored in the USPL since its inception, and the other century of score, of course. I will share the statistics on the other century that would have been scored, which was also scored on the opening weekend, and that century came off the blade of Nerumagala, and I'll sort of give you some statistics momentarily in terms of how those centuries would have been amassed. So 4 on the board. Mohamed Asif, not a bowler that will give away too many. Bowls a very tight line, keeps a very steady length as well, and so he's a bowler that you'll have to look to work out. And down the track and going for it all is Vandit, and perhaps not the best approach, but again, given the situation, I think Vandit has decided to throw caution to the wind here and look to go on the attack, but we'll have to look to take a much more measured approach here against a campaigner with the experience of Mohamed Asif, as he will generally not give you too many that you can hit out of the ground. So here he is, final ball of over number 1. And Vandit will keep strike. When the over turns, it's 5 off the first. It's 5 for none after 1.
अपोनेंट चाहे कितना भी स्ट्रांग हो, स्पीड के आगे घुटने टेक देता है. इसलिए अपनी फैंटेसी टीम बनाने से पहले विजिट cbtfspeednews.com.
यहाँ आपको मिले मैच प्रीव्यूज, टीम अपडेट्स, स्टेडियम स्टैट्स और बहुत कुछ, ताकि मैच कोई भी जीते आपका प्रेडिक्शन कभी गलत ना हो.
Visit cbtfspeednews.com and stay ahead.
So I was making the point that only 4 centuries have been scored in the USPL so far. Trevon Griffith's 119 being the highest. Vandit Prajapati and Jaladua are tied, having posted 108 each. The 4th century would have been scored by Praneeth Nemarugamla of the Maryland Mavericks, and he would have scored 105. Those are the 4 highest individual scores in the USPL. Of course, Jaladua's 108 would have been scored in Phase 1, and so 3 centuries have been scored so far in Phase 2. So Mario Laban comes into the attack here, and he starts with a ball that's outside the off stump, and it's gone for a maximum as Prajapati just throwing his hands at it, and he gets a maximum for the effort. So Mario Laban, he bowls quick, but he does offer width at times, and he sometimes bowls in the slot. And this time, with the ball in the slot, obviously, and bowling at the pace that he is, he can sometimes be taken out of the ground. And when width is an offer, again with the pace that he's bowling at, often you just have to get the bat onto the ball. Here he is. And this time, a much better delivery, just up under the eye line of Prajapati. So he had to be on the back foot, riding the bounce, playing it up into the offside. Again, this time can't score. And so Laban, if the New Jersey Titans will look to attack one of these opening bowlers, Laban might be the man to go after. Mohammad Asif, much more experience in his arsenal. And this time he's coming down the track, and this will be a wide, as just missing the intended line is Laban. So Mario Laban comes out of the island of Jamaica. Would have played his cricket at the Calabar High School. In local Jamaican cricket, would have then gone on to play the equivalent of Jamaica first class cricket. And if I remember correctly, I think Laban would have played for the Melbourne Cricket Club. As this one is hit well into the offside. This could be another maximum here, as this has gone the distance. And so Prajapati on the charge, just coming forward, and again just letting the blade do the talking, riding the bounce, and up and over extra cover. Not an easy shot to play, but Prajapati, a batsman of immense quality as well. And so will Prajapati be able to put this bowling unit of the Pennsylvania Cavaliers to the test? Here is Laban under pressure. Oh, gets one that he's pulling, and this one will likely go away for another boundary here. And so it's 4 more runs, so already 17 off the over, and not in control, but it's effective as it comes off the leading edge and flies towards fine leg. And so Prajapati already up to 20, and he has to go effectively. He has to go hard here at Mario Laban, and he has to go hard in these power play overs with the field restriction in place. And so Prajapati is off and running. Down the track and smashing this one through the offside. Again, not in control, but protection out at backward point. And so he will get off strike. Does Prajapati turns the proceedings then over to Daniel Williams. And so another 207 runs are required. Again, the Titans will have to look to go hard almost every over here. They're just given the amount of runs on the board, they will not have an opportunity for a respite to take a breather here at any point in this chase. And so Mario Laban with 18 already off the over, final ball. And he's taken on the pad. And the appeal half-hearted. And that completes the over, 18 from it. It's 23 for none after 2.
अगर आपके पास स्पीड है तो आपको कोई हरा नहीं सकता। इसलिए अपनी फैंटेसी टीम बनाने से पहले विजिट cbtfspeednews.com।
यहाँ आपको मिले मैच प्रीव्यूज, टीम अपडेट्स, स्टेडियम स्टैट्स और बहुत कुछ, ताकि मैच कोई भी जीते आपका प्रेडिक्शन कभी गलत ना हो।
विजिट cbtfspeednews.com and stay ahead।
So 207 more are needed from 108 balls. So Mohammad Asif will continue. His first over cost him just 5. Oh, Prajapati in the air. This one will go the distance. Gone for a maximum, and so another CBTF maximum, the third that he has struck in his innings so far. And so Vandit Prajapati not playing. He is going to make an effort here to go at this, to go after these runs. And now Mohammad Asif is the man that's under pressure. So you would expect Mohammad Asif, with his experience, to make the adjustment. Every bowler will be under pressure here in this chase, as long as Vandit Prajapati is at the wicket. Prajapati is going to make Pennsylvania Cavaliers earn it. And this time he comes back with a good delivery, and so that's the experience of Mohammad Asif. He'll not just stay in one area and allow himself to be carted about. He's going to offer variation. He's going to mix his length. He's going to try to change his angles to look to dislodge Prajapati. He is the danger man. And down the track he comes again, and looking to go through the offside. And again, good adjustment from Mohammad Asif. So his experience truly on display here, as again, the batter of the quality of Vandit Prajapati. And we have already talked about his exploits as a batter, one of only 4 centurions in the USPL. And he gets a good ball that he defends into the offside, scampers through to get off strike, and turns the proceedings over to Daniel Williams then. And so Williams has been a useful passenger so far. Has faced just 3 balls, so he has been observing a front row seat from the other end for the most part. Of the 16 balls that have been bowled so far, 13 have been bowled at Vandit Prajapati. And so Daniel Williams will face up to Mohammad Asif here. And he's swinging and missing. And that's what you can't afford as a frontline batsman. A frontline batter here, Williams has to be looking to just first get bat on ball and then just get off strike. Try to get as much of the strike to Vandit as possible. And 1 ball remaining in over number 3. Just 7 runs conceded in the over, and I say just because 11 are needed. He hits this one well, and he finds it out of the middle, and it's gone into the bushes. And so it's gone for another CBTF maximum. And so Daniel Williams joins the party. The over comes to an end, 13 from it. It's 36 for none after 3.
As per the performance of the previous year, we can see that. हाँ बेबी कुछ नहीं
सुबह क्या भूल गए?
ब्रेकफास्ट भूल गया कर लूंगा
इतनी
कर
बार
लूंगा
बोला है, ऐसे मत लेट किया करो।
3 minutes
अभी तुम्हारे
Okay.
पेट में एसिडिटी हो
बेबी
जाएगी and then-
हाँ हाँ हाँ
बेबी की चिट चैट 3 मिनट्स में इम्पॉसिबल मगर MTR का 3 मिनट उपमा जस्ट ऐड हॉट वाटर मिक्स कवर और 3 मिनट्स में रेडी MTR 3 मिनट ब्रेकफास्ट इंडिया का ब्रेकफास्ट
So it looks like a new ball has been offered into the field of play. And at some point, in fact, they may have found the ball then, as you see umpire Kumar tossing the ball back to Danny Khan, a member of the umpiring crew here, and also part of the tournament management. He's one of the tournament directors and has done yeoman's work in organizing the umpires. And in fact, the ball has been retrieved, and so here it comes back into play. And for one thing, the fielders and even the umpires will have to do is to make sure that the ball that's been retrieved is the actual ball that would have gone into the bushes, because at times we've seen where a ball that could have been lost a few days ago or even a week ago is the one that's been found. In fact, now here comes a second ball, which speaks to my point. So now the umpires will have to check to be sure that the right ball has been found. And so said, so done. The first ball that came back wasn't the actual ball. And so now I believe umpire Kumar and umpire Philip Ray, they have determined that they do have the right ball, which was only 3 overs old. And so now we are back for the resumption. So umpires Kumar, Saravana Venkatesan, and Philip Ray charged with officiating the proceedings today. They have yeoman's work to perform. 40 overs of cricket on a day. In fact, it will ultimately be 40 overs of cricket here in match number 1, 40 overs later this afternoon, depending on whether or not they will be the two umpires standing out in the middle. So potentially 80 overs of cricket on a day will not be an easy task by any means, considering this afternoon it's supposed to get up into the high 90s, maybe low hundreds so far, based on just what has happened up through noon here. We haven't seen any signs of that situation, as this one will run away towards the third man boundary for 4. In fact, buys it is. And so as we try to pick up the bowler who has been introduced, and it's Sujit Parbatanji or Parbatani, and so the score pushes on here. So buys added, 4 of them, and so 40 for no loss. Prajapati, the man on strike, he's on 28. And driving fluently up into the offside. Laban, I believe, the man posted out at wide extra cover. More bore off a backstop there. We've seen a lot of runs scored in that area since we're still in the power play. The two men outside the circle are that deep extra cover position, and then a man deep at backward. In fact, there's extra cover deep and then long off now are the two outside the circle. So both on the, in fact, it's to the left-hander, so it's deep mid-wicket and long on. So a couple of fielders posted out to look to protect against the onslaught of Daniel Williams. Williams has struck one maximum so far in his innings. Prajapati now back on strike, and so he'll now hit into the other side of the ground. And so Elias Sunny posted at straight mid-wicket as we see the dead ball signal from umpire Kumar. So 42 for no loss. And this is hit well through the offside, up and over. And this one will run towards the bushes again. And this one will go away for 4. So Prajapati continues to bat well, as you see the shot going up and through the offside. Just one bounce in front of the boundary. And there you see it running away. And it's been retrieved. So the over ends, 10 from it, 46 for none. So Varun Samaru has been given the ball. And he'll operate to Daniel Williams. Williams on 8. And Vandit Prajapati, who has done the bulk of the damage so far, he's on 33. Has faced just 18 balls. So striking it at 183 at the moment is Prajapati. Daniel Williams striking it at 133. 46 the total after 4. So they're right on the required asking rate, which was 11.5 at the outset. So they're exactly on that asking rate. And question is, can that asking rate be sustained for all 20 overs? That will be the challenge. One of these batters will likely have to put a meaningful score on the board. Whether they get to 3 figures or not may not be important. But Daniel Williams is tugging this one down the ground towards the mid-on area. Can't score. And perhaps, again, given the large total on the board, perhaps they would have had to make that into a single. This one is in the air. Man is coming around and doesn't take it. And so a chance to Daniel Williams. He had to run a long way. I believe that might be maybe Sonny, actually, as he had to run a long way to get there. In the end, he couldn't pull it in. And so it falls in. And it's actually Sujit Parbatani, the man who was running in there, couldn't pull it in. And so chance to Daniel Williams with the score. Well, now we'll make note. He was on 8 when that chance was offered. And generally, usually a safe pair of hands. Sujit Parbatani had to run a long way, had to make the adjustment at last minute, and just couldn't reel it in. And should have been a wicket to Samaru. Taken on the pad. So good bowling here by Varun Samaru. This is hit well. Up into the offside, and that's 4 runs. And that will bring up 50. The 50 will come up here for the New Jersey Titans. And a good-looking strike, as you see it here, just hitting down the ground. Area that's yielded quite a bit of runs all along the surface, fast outfield. And so 50 comes up inside of 5 overs. So Prajapati already on his way, looking very ominous. Has a half century in his sights early on, and then I'm sure we'll be looking to add on to his century that he posted in week 1, as ball is worked away into the onside for another single. And so Prajapati pushes on and turns the strike over to Daniel Williams. Williams has had 1 lusty blow struck so far. CBTF maximum hit through the mid-wicket region. Otherwise, he's been kept relatively quiet. This time he goes big. Once again, this one will go up and over into the parking lot. And so another CBTF maximum from the blade of Daniel Williams. And so he pushes into double figures and takes the Titans up to 58 for none. And that will close out the over. 12 from it. 58 for none after 5.
अगर आपके पास स्पीड है तो आपको कोई हरा नहीं सकता। इसलिए अपनी फैंटेसी टीम बनाने से पहले विजिट cbtfspeednews.com।
यहाँ आपको मिले मैच प्रीव्यूज, टीम अपडेट्स, स्टेडियम स्टैट्स और बहुत कुछ, ताकि मैच कोई भी जीते आपका प्रेडिक्शन कभी गलत ना हो।
विजिट cbtfspeednews.com and stay ahead।
So Elias Sonny comes into the attack here, and with 1 over remaining in the power play. And so Sonny will replace Parbatani, who bowled 1 over for 6. So conceded just 6 runs, did Sujit. And so Sonny, a quality campaigner. He comes in here again with the Pennsylvania Cavaliers under pressure. Should have seen the back of Daniel Williams. He was put down by Sujit in the previous over. And so we've seen opportunities given on both sides. The opportunity that was gifted to Trevon Griffith was after he had scored 87 runs. So for all intents and purposes, that damage was already done. Here, a life given to Daniel Williams early in his innings. It's left to be seen whether he capitalizes. Here is Sonny. And he starts with a long hop that's hammered to backward square. And it's gone away for 4. So a poor ball to start. Elias Sonny just dropping it down the wicket. And so Prajapati pounces on it and slaps it behind square. Can't bowl that to him, as he will take full advantage. So he's into the 40s as Prajapati. Total already up to 62, and Titans are making a chase off this. We've seen them successfully chase 198 against the Phase 1 champions, Florida Sharks, on the back of Prajapati's blistering 108. And so he is back here for more, looking to lead his team once again towards this 230 that's required. Sonny. And this time it's hit up into the offside, and it goes through. In fact, it's well fielded. And so there can be no addition to the total. Looked like it was on its way through, so good work in the deep as Cavaliers. And chance for perhaps a Mancad. And dead ball signaled by umpire Kumar. And ball down the leg side, and this is a quicker delivery. Wide is the signal, as just missing the intended line by Sonny. Quicker delivery. And this time it's being paddled away. Again, entirely down the wrong line. And Prajapati takes full advantage, and that pushes him up to 46. And so the score up to 67 already. So good over this. From a Titans perspective, we're just halfway through the over. And they're already almost at the asking rate. Again, 11.5 needed per over. They've scored 9 after just 3 illegal balls. And so Vandit Prajapati has really looked the part here as taking a very attacking approach to this chase, and has embraced the challenge with both arms. And again, Sonny does not deliver. So pressure on Sonny here. A couple of boundaries already conceded. And this one, he's steering into the onside, is Prajapati. So he picks up run number 47. And it rotates the strike then to Daniel Williams. Williams has been an able supporter here in this partnership. Opening stand of 68 in search of 230. So 162 more are needed. From 14.2 overs, you can see it there on screen. Asking rate for 11.3. And the asking rate was 11.5 at the outset, so right on. Spot on. This one is hit well by Daniel Williams. It's going to go up. It's going to go out of the playing area for another CBTF maximum. And you see it here. Daniel Williams just extending the front foot, hitting on the up. And it's gone the distance. So Williams pushes into the 20s. And already Titans up to 74. They're not going away quietly. And you see Trevon Griffith there having a discussion with umpire Philip Ray. And I wonder what he could be saying, remonstrating. As you see our title sponsor is CBTF Speed News. Fastest news in cricket. And fastest cricket news in the world. As the logo says, or as the moniker says.
अगर आपके पास स्पीड है तो आपको कोई हरा नहीं सकता। इसलिए अपनी फैंटेसी टीम बनाने से पहले विजिट cbtfspeednews.com।
यहाँ आपको मिले मैच प्रीव्यूज, टीम अपडेट्स, स्टेडियम स्टैट्स और बहुत कुछ, ताकि मैच कोई भी जीते आपका प्रेडिक्शन कभी गलत ना हो।
विजिट cbtfspeednews.com and stay ahead।
So the ball is back with Elias Sonny. And it's hit away through the cover area. Chase here for the man out in the deep. Can he pull it back? He's not able to. It's gone into the boundary. And in fact, no signal from the umpire. But the square leg umpire is asking. So Chris Powell has been introduced into the attack. So another over came to an end there, and there was 18 runs scored from it. And so Chris Powell will continue here to Vandit Prajapati. Prajapati on 47 has faced just 25 balls to get there. Here is Powell. And he starts with a full toss that's hit down the ground towards Trevon Griffith. And so that will yield or allow Vandit to pick up his 48th run. So a decent start here for Chris Powell. $78 the total on the board. Oh, and he has played one on, just dragging it back from outside the off stump. And so that's the end of Vandit Prajapati. A very unfortunate circumstance. Ball entirely too close to him to be cutting, looking to run the ball down through the third man region, and succeeds in dragging it back onto his stumps. And so the danger man is headed back to the hut. Big celebration from the Pennsylvania Cavaliers, and Prajapati walks back dejectedly. He has put his hand up and made a challenge, and in the end he has been dismissed. It's now 78 for 1.
अपोनेंट चाहे कितना भी स्ट्रांग हो, स्पीड के आगे घुटने टेक देता है। इसलिए अपनी फैंटेसी टीम बनाने से पहले विजिट cbtfspeednews.com।
यहाँ आपको मिले मैच प्रीव्यूज, टीम अपडेट्स, स्टेडियम स्टैट्स और बहुत कुछ, ताकि मैच कोई भी जीते आपका प्रेडिक्शन कभी गलत ना हो।
विजिट cbtfspeednews.com and stay ahead।
So York Nicholson comes to the wicket on the dismissal of Vandit Prajapati. Prajapati would have scored 47 from 26 balls, struck 3 CBTF maximums and 5 fours to go with it. But a big wicket that taken by Chris Powell. And with wickets, as we often say, when wickets are falling, runs aren't scoring. And so with the fall of Vandit Prajapati, we see immediately followed up by a dot. And so you would expect that the Pennsylvania Cavaliers will look to apply some pressure here. Maybe a few dot delivers will start to see the asking rate starting to creep up. Once that starts to happen, batsmen will start to play out of their element. And ball there that looked to have kept a tad bit low. And so while we saw when Trevon Griffith and Stephen Ketwaru were going great guns. It looked like this playing surface was a batsman's paradise. Suddenly, now again we see a delivery there that again looked to be doing a little bit of tricks. Nonetheless, Daniel Williams back on strike. He has been effective. 25 from 12. Has hit a few out of the ground as well. Gets one that's outside the off stump. So Chris Powell really bowling with a lot of good pace here. So good over this from Powell.
As per the performance of the previous year, we can see that. हाँ बेबी कुछ नहीं
सुबह क्या भूल गए?
ब्रेकफास्ट भूल गया कर लूंगा
इतनी
कर
बार
लूंगा
बोला है, ऐसे मत लेट किया करो।
3 minutes
अभी तुम्हारे पेट में एसिडिटी हो
बेबी
जाएगी।
रखो हाँ हाँ हाँ
बेबी की चिट चैट 3 minutes में इम्पॉसिबल मगर MTR का 3 minute उपमा जस्ट ऐड हॉट वाटर मिक्स कवर और 3 minutes में रेडी MTR 3 minute breakfast इंडिया का ब्रेकफास्ट
So Mario Laban comes back into the attack. And he comes back here with the departure of Vandit Prajapati, who had taken him for a few. 18 taken off Laban's first over. And so with Chris Powell coming in and removing Prajapati, the captain has gone back now to Laban. And he starts with a foolish delivery that's hit down the ground towards Trevon Griffith. And so your Nicholson will pick up a single. $80 for 1 the total. Here's Laban. And it's hit well up to Chris Powell at deep extra cover. And he comes up throwing and keep the batters to just one. And so that will not hurt the Pennsylvania Cavaliers' cause. They will happily concede singles. And now with Vandit Prajapati back in the hut, the asking rate you would expect will start to creep up. Prajapati was going at such a high strike rate. In fact, he was hitting it at 181 when he departed, as this will be a wide ball. And so we get the confirmation from umpire Kumar Saravana Venkatesan, man who comes out of India. And of course, he's supported here this afternoon by Philip Ray, who comes out of the island of Jamaica in the Caribbean. As this one is worked away again towards the leg side, towards the fine leg boundary, and just pull back inside the fence. And batters have crossed for a couple of runs here. So Ewart Nicholson adds 2 to his tally. He doubles up. And 8-4 the score on the board. So again, the exploits of Vandit Prajapati has set a very good foundation for the New Jersey Titans, as Prajapati kept the Titans on the asking rate at the outset, which was 11.5 at the outset. Kept the Titans on that rate. Since he has departed, we've seen the scoring rate certainly come down quite a bit. And the question is, as the scoring, the asking rate starts to escalate, will that pressure building on the batters who are remaining, will that start to result in them having to force the action and creating opportunities here for the Pennsylvania Cavaliers? That will be one of the things to watch out for. As Laban goes full once again. And it's dragged into the onside. Down to straight mid-wicket for another single. And so 7 off the over so far. With still a delivery remaining. And again, not the most economical over. But if you are the Pennsylvania Cavaliers, you just need a few overs like this where at least one boundary is not conceded. And that may start to build the pressure that's needed. And this one is cut away. Protection though at deep extra cover. And so the batters go for 1. That's all that's on offer as the throw comes in very quickly. So that will close out the over. 8 from it. It's 87 for 1 after 8.
जिंदगी में जीत उसी की होती है जिसके पास स्पीड होती है इसलिए अपनी फैंटेसी टीम बनाने से पहले विजिट cptfspeednews.com
यहाँ आपको मिले मैच प्रीव्यूज, टीम अपडेट्स, स्टेडियम स्टैट्स और बहुत कुछ, ताकि मैच कोई भी जीते आपका प्रेडिक्शन कभी गलत ना हो।
विजिट cptfspeednews.com and stay ahead.
So Chris Powell. Oh, this one is hit well into the deep. And it's taken at long off. That's the end of Ewart Nicholson. Well caught in the deep. It came out of the middle of the screws, but well judged out there. And will pick up the field momentarily. Looks like it could be Samaru. And Varun Samaru pulls it in cleanly. And so the second wicket falls here. Ewart Nicholson, he has to go. He falls for 6. 87 for 2.
अगर आपके पास स्पीड है तो आपको कोई हरा नहीं सकता इसलिए अपनी फैंटेसी टीम बनाने से पहले विजिट cptfspeednews.com
यहाँ आपको मिले मैच प्रीव्यूज, टीम अपडेट्स, स्टेडियम स्टैट्स और बहुत कुछ, ताकि मैच कोई भी जीते आपका प्रेडिक्शन कभी गलत ना हो।
विजिट cptfspeednews.com and stay ahead.
So Rahul Misra comes to the wicket at the dismissal of Ewart Nicholson. Nicholson went for 6, faced 7 balls. And so Daniel Williams will be the man on strike. And so Chris Powell has been the man who has done all the damage so far, 2 for 2. In his bowling spell, so he has been very steady, has kept the ball on a fullish length, has bowled with tremendous pace. Both he and Laban have taken full advantage of the surface, a very lively surface it is. And down the track comes Williams again, looking to go big and just pulling his length back as Chris Powell. This is good bowling. And so Williams not able to extend the arms, or not able to get the bleed around in time to make contact with the delivery. 87 for 2. We're into over number 9. As Powell turns at the top of his mark. Williams waits patiently. Big hit through the offside. Coming around is Trayvon Griffith. Picking up cleanly. And a very nifty fielder is Trayvon Griffith. And rarely do you see Griffith in the outfield make errors in the field. Picked up cleanly. The throw wasn't the greatest, but in the end, only a single conceded. And this is where the asking rate will start to build here. As you see now, the ask has climbed up over 12. And this is where pressure will start to mount on the Titans batters. Again, while Prajapati was there, he kept the Titans on pace, on target. Has another good delivery from Chris Powell. He has been very effective, is Powell. Only conceded 3 runs so far, has picked up a couple of wickets, and has picked up the only 2 wickets that have fallen. And so Chris Powell making his presence felt here. We have 1 delivery remaining in over number 9. And this is well played up into the deep, and there's protection at third man, and so that will close out the over. Just 2 runs from it, a successful over from the Cavaliers standpoint. It's 88 for 2 after 9.
अगर आपके पास स्पीड है तो आपको कोई हरा नहीं सकता। इसलिए अपनी फैंटेसी टीम बनाने से पहले विजिट cbtfspeednews.com।
यहाँ आपको मिले मैच प्रीव्यूज, टीम अपडेट्स, स्टेडियम स्टैट्स और बहुत कुछ, ताकि मैच कोई भी जीते आपका प्रेडिक्शन कभी गलत ना हो।
विजिट cbtfspeednews.com and stay ahead।
So make it 89 for 2, the total on the board. And Rahul Mishra will be the man on strike. Varun Samaru has been reintroduced. His first over cost him 12. And so he comes back here with the asking rate for the Titans approaching 13 and over. So they're starting to fall behind the original asking rate. They were going at 11.5 when Vandit Prajapati was out in the middle. That has since come down now to 9.9 as the delivery tugged into the onside will get Mishra off strike. And Daniel Williams back onto strike. He's been there from the very outset, Williams. Will have to look to get a beat on. This one is in the air once again. Samaru. Who is it in the deep? It's actually the man out there. Looks to be Sujit. Oh no, that is Mario Laban. So Laban taking a shoestring catch. A very well judged catch by Mario Laban. And that's the end of Daniel Williams. And again, we've seen really good catching, really good out cricket from the Pennsylvania Cavaliers. It's now 90 for 3.
As per the performance of the previous year, we can see that. हाँ बेबी, कुछ नहीं.
सुबह क्या भूल गए?
Breakfast भूल गया. कर लूँगा.
कितनी बार बोला है ऐसे मत लेट किया करो.
3 minutes.
अभी तुम्हारे पेट में एसिडिटी हो
बेबी
रही है.
रखूँ. हाँ.
बेबी की चिट-चैट 3 minutes में? Impossible. मगर MTR का 3 minute उपमा, just add hot water, mix, cover और 3 minutes में ready. MTR 3 minute breakfast. इंडिया का breakfast.
So 90 for 3. And the new batter walks out to the middle. So Sunil Kumar, the new batsman, strides to the middle. And so he will be up and running straight away. And the problem that Titans will continue to have is the asking rate. Again, runs on the board or runs on the board. Oh, what a catch. Oh, let's watch this. Samaru, ball flighted, hit back with some bit of ferocity. He bobbled it and then turned around and pulled it in. Oh my word, what an effort from Samaru. And brilliant bit of cricket there. And so wicket falls. It's now 91 for 4 as now Rahul Mishra has to go.
As per the performance of the previous year, we can see that. हाँ बेबी, कुछ नहीं.
सुबह क्या भूल गए?
Breakfast भूल गया. कर लूँगा.
इतनी बार बोला है, ऐसे मत लेट
So
किया करो.
3 minutes.
अभी तुम्हारे पेट में एसिडिटी हो
बेबी
रही है.
रखूँ. हाँ.
बेबी की चिट चैट 3 मिनट्स में इम्पॉसिबल. मगर MTR का 3 मिनट उपमा जस्ट ऐड हॉट वाटर, मिक्स, कवर और 3 मिनट्स में रेडी. MTR 3 मिनट ब्रेकफास्ट, इंडिया का ब्रेकफास्ट.
So the captain, Navin Stewart, strides to the middle. 2 wickets already in the over from Varun Samaru, and what athleticism. Brilliant bit of cricket. Ball was hit firmly back to him. Initially, he wasn't able to reel it in, but did well enough to keep the ball in play and was able to grab it on the second attempt. And so, if you are Rahul Mishra, you would feel some bit of misfortune in that dismissal. As Navin Stewart defends, and Stewart is a hard hitter of the ball, top all-rounder, and so his prowess will be required here as he's taken on the pad. Oh, it has been given! Trapped on the crease, and umpire Kumar had a long look. He nodded the head, indicating that he was dead center, and so the 5th wicket falls here. The captain has to go without scoring, and so that brings an end to the over. 3 wickets in the over, and that might have been the straw that broke the camel's back. It's now 91 for 5.
अगर आपके पास स्पीड है तो आपको कोई हरा नहीं सकता. इसलिए अपनी फैंटेसी टीम बनाने से पहले विजिट cbtfspeednews.com.
यहाँ आपको मिले मैच प्रीव्यूज, टीम अपडेट्स, स्टेडियम स्टैट्स और बहुत कुछ, ताकि मैच कोई भी जीते आपका प्रेडिक्शन कभी गलत ना हो.
Visit cbtfspeednews.com and stay ahead.
So we're back at 91 for 5. Elias Sunny has been given the ball as we'll... So the new batter walking to the middle. We'll have to pick him up and we'll see. Oh. Ball taking Navin Stewart on the pad there. And umpire had a long look. Decided that he was trapped on the crease. We'll see it here again. And it hit him a bit high above the knee roll. But the shout was a confident one. And it was given. So Bhaskar Ahuja comes to the middle with Titans tottering here at 91 for 5. And so Elias Sonny, his first over cost him 19 runs. And so he comes back for his second spell. And he starts with the usual just carrying the arm up and not delivering. And this one is punched up into the deep cover region. So Sunil will get off strike. So 92 for 5, the new batter Bhaskar Ahuja, he takes guard from umpire Philip Ray. And he gets a good one. So a good delivery from Sonny. And again with Vandit Prajapati back in the hut. All the Pennsylvania Cavaliers bowlers have come to the fore here. They have been very effective and restricting the other batters. And so we saw Vandit and Daniel Williams share in an outstanding opening stand of 78 of just 38 balls. And at that juncture, Titans were well and truly in the contest. Since then, the Pennsylvania Cavaliers have asserted their ascendancy, have asserted themselves, and have regained control of this chase. This one is hit well towards backward point, and it runs away towards the boundary. The man gets onto it now, but not before the batters scamper through for a couple. And so Bhaskar is off the mark with a couple. And so the score pushes up to 94. So 136 are needed from 55 balls. Asking rate now approaching 15. And again, Elias Sonny just almost feigning the man cat just to see where Sunil Kumar, where he was wandering off to. And so delivery here is defended to close out the over. Just 3 runs from it. It's 94 for 5 after 11.
जिंदगी में जीत उसी की होती है जिसके पास स्पीड होती है। इसलिए अपनी फैंटेसी टीम बनाने से पहले विजिट cptfspeednews.com।
यहाँ आपको मिले मैच प्रीव्यूज, टीम अपडेट्स, स्टेडियम स्टैट्स और बहुत कुछ, ताकि मैच कोई भी जीते आपका प्रेडिक्शन कभी गलत ना हो।
Visit cptfspeednews.com and stay ahead.
So this will run away for a boundary here. We're into over number 12 as first ball has been edged away through the third man region. So Sujit Pabatani, his first over just cost him just 6 runs. And Titans are approaching a milestone here. And Sunil will take another single. And so Titans within 1 run of crossing the 3-figure mark. They're still 131 runs adrift of what's required. And this one is hit back along the track. And Pabatani does well to field his own bowling. And so as the overs tick over, as Titans are unable to achieve effectively 15 in the over, it only pushes that asking rate upward. And so asking rate starting to get away from the New Jersey Titans. And so good over here from Sujit comes to an end, 7 runs from it. It's 101 for 5 at the end of 12.
As per the performance of the previous year, we can see that. हाँ बेबी, कुछ नहीं.
सुबह क्या भूल गए?
Breakfast भूल गया. कर लूँगा.
इतनी बार बोला है, ऐसे मत लेट
So
किया करो.
3 minutes.
अभी तुम्हारी ट्रीट में एसिडिटी हो
बेबी
रही है.
रखूँ. हाँ हाँ हाँ.
बेबी की चिट चैट 3 मिनट्स में इम्पॉसिबल. मगर MTR का 3 मिनट उपमा जस्ट ऐड हॉट वाटर, मिक्स, कवर और 3 मिनट्स में रेडी. MTR 3 मिनट ब्रेकफास्ट, इंडिया का ब्रेकफास्ट.
So over at number 13 now underway. And a mountain to climb here for the New Jersey Titans. On the other hand, Pennsylvania Cavaliers looking to cement another victory here. This is hit well up into the offside. And again, there is just a single. And so asking rate starting to get away. In fact, you might make the argument that the asking rate has gotten away from the New Jersey Titans as ask now approaching 17 on over. And 5 wickets already down. The big hitters back in the hut. No Navin Stewart. He is watching, can take no further part. Prajapati, the Centurion from round 1 on opening day, he is back in the hut, playing an unfortunate shot with a ball very close to his body that he was only able to drag onto the stumps. And another good delivery here from Elias Sonny. So Sonny has found his footing and starting to assert his guile and experience as this one is whipped away into the backward square region, vacant backward square. And so a well-needed boundary for Titans comes up to close out over number 13. 7 runs from it. It's 108 for 5 at the end of 13.
अपोनेंट चाहे कितना भी स्ट्रांग हो, स्पीड के आगे घुटने टेक देता है. इसलिए अपनी फैंटेसी टीम बनाने से पहले विजिट cbtfspeednews.com.
यहाँ आपको मिले मैच प्रीव्यूज, टीम अपडेट्स, स्टेडियम स्टैट्स और बहुत कुछ, ताकि मैच कोई भी जीते आपका प्रेडिक्शन कभी गलत ना हो.
Visit cbtfspeednews.com and stay ahead.
So you see the maximum there being hit by Sunil Kumar, and a very clean strike. It didn't go a long way beyond the boundary, but effective nonetheless. It got over. Another CBTF maximum, 114 now for 5. They'll need a lot more where that one came from, as this one is punched away up into the offside for 1. So 115 for 5. Partnership now of 24 for the Titans, and we haven't seen a lot of substantial partnerships. We have only seen one, to be fair, between Vandit and Daniel Williams. Partnership of 78 off 38 deliveries. This one 24 from 20. And no, it's been given. A loud appeal, a concerted appeal, and it took a while for Kumar. He was in fact just pushing down the track, and trapped on the crease is Bhaskar Ahuja, and so he has to go. The 6 wicket falls here. It's 115 for 6.
अगर आपके पास स्पीड है तो आपको कोई हरा नहीं सकता। इसलिए अपनी फैंटेसी टीम बनाने से पहले विजिट cbtfspeednews.com।
यहाँ आपको मिले मैच प्रीव्यूज, टीम अपडेट्स, स्टेडियम स्टैट्स और बहुत कुछ, ताकि मैच कोई भी जीते आपका प्रेडिक्शन कभी गलत ना हो।
विजिट cbtfspeednews.com and stay ahead।
So 115 for 6. The new batter, Ashish Modi, has confirmed, as we see the replay there of Bhaskar Ahuja being trapped on the crease. And 39 deliveries remain, or 6.3 overs. And so Modi is just defending. So for all intents and purposes, it may be fair to say the run chase here was likely being called off, as loud appeal for a stumping, and umpire Philip Ray unmoved. As we watch the replay here, looks like he shuffled down the wicket a bit, pushing the foot backwards, and umpire Philip Ray was convinced that nothing happened there. So Modi will continue on. One delivery remaining in over number 14. And it's a good one. So the over comes to an end. 7 runs from it. Wicket in the over. 115 for 6 after 14.
जिंदगी में जीत उसी की होती है जिसके पास स्पीड होती है। इसलिए अपनी फैंटेसी टीम बनाने से पहले विजिट cbtfspeednews.com।
यहाँ आपको मिले मैच प्रीव्यूज, टीम अपडेट्स, स्टेडियम स्टैट्स और बहुत कुछ, ताकि मैच कोई भी जीते आपका प्रेडिक्शन कभी गलत ना हो।
विजिट cbtfspeednews.com and stay ahead।
So Elias Sunith will bowl his allotment here. Has conceded 29 runs coming into this over. So has yet to pick up a wicket. The main wicket taker is Chris Powell, who has been brilliant. He bowled 2 overs, 2 for 4. Samaru, 2 overs, 3 for 14. Came in after Powell did his damage at the top, and Powell took care of 2 very hard-hitting batters. And this one is thrown away. This is going to be runs. In fact, 4 overthrows, as it's will be credited to Sunil Kumar, as the overthrows there, as you see the ball going away to the boundary. And so ill-advised throw by Sonny, so he himself responsible for conceding that boundary in the end. Just a couple of balls remaining here in over number 15, as the Titans have called off the chase. This one is in the air. Oh, through the hands. Very cavalier approach to the swing. The ball coming at him, and in the end, he goes right through the hands and gone for a CBTF maximum. And Elias Sonny will not be happy with the effort. Very ordinary effort in the deep. So 6 runs it is. So final ball of the over. And that will close out the over. 10 runs from it. It's 125 for 6 with 15 completed.
अपोनेंट चाहे कितना भी स्ट्रांग हो, स्पीड के आगे घुटने टेक देता है। इसलिए अपनी फैंटेसी टीम बनाने से पहले विजिट cbtfspeednews.com।
यहाँ आपको मिले मैच प्रीव्यूज, टीम अपडेट्स, स्टेडियम स्टैट्स और बहुत कुछ, ताकि मैच कोई भी जीते आपका प्रेडिक्शन कभी गलत ना हो।
Oh, so Sujit Pabertani comes in, and the first ball that he sends up gets hit out of the ground by Ashish Modi. And so perhaps run chase not called off after all, as Ashish Modi gets off the mark with an overpitch delivery. And again, Modi goes up through the offside, and this time will only get 1. So 98 needed from 28 balls. You need a lot more where those came from. And this time he goes big, does Sunil Kumar. And it's gone clean into the parking lot. Another CBTF maximum. And so Sunil goes into the 30s, as you see it here, going up and over the black side screen there. And so we're into the fast 5. Over number 16 in progress. Umpire Kumar wanting to check the ball there to make sure it's still in good condition. And this one is steered away through the third man region. Laban is giving chase and diving to keep that one in play. And in the end does well to not have it go into the boundary. What an effort from the paceman. And in fact, or is it's Powell actually was out there. And so good work by Chris Powell. Had to run a long way, had to sacrifice the body. Oh, not a good throw. A good throw might have had him searching. In the end, gets through for the single. Chris Powell again this in the general vicinity. So 16 gone in the over so far. Oh, another big swing here. Trevon Griffith, he doesn't play. He snaps it up, shoestringer. And rarely does Trevon Griffith miss those. And so he makes it look easy. It's now 141 for 7.
As per the performance of the previous year, we can see that. हाँ बेबी, कुछ नहीं.
सुबह क्या भूल गए?
Breakfast भूल गया. कर लूँगा.
ऐसे मत लेट किया करो.
3 minutes.
अभी तुम्हारी ट्रीट में एसिडिटी हो
बेबी
जाएगी.
रखूँ. हाँ.
बेबी की चिट चैट 3 minutes में इम्पॉसिबल. मगर MTR का 3 minute उपमा जस्ट ऐड हॉट वाटर, मिक्स, कवर और 3 minutes में रेडी. MTR 3 minute breakfast, इंडिया का breakfast.
As we're waiting for the new batter to come back to come to the middle. A good catch taken by Trevon Griffith, who has had a tremendous day with bat. He's been stellar in the field, and Trevon Griffith rarely misses an opportunity to shine. And certainly a cricketer of the utmost quality, a first-class player, top quality player all around, one of the best all-around players that's playing in the U.S. presently. And Trevon Griffith, as we have pointed out, plies his trade in the Caribbean Premier League, has played in the minor league, has played at the first-class level, and really a stellar contributor to the U.S. Premier League, bringing his talents to SUNY Purchase. And new batters arrived out in the middle, and it's Santosh Venteru. And so he'll stand at the non-striker's end for the moment. Sunil Kumar is the man on strike. He's on 36 as Chris Powell comes back into the attack. And so Powell has been very effective, has only conceded 4 runs coming into this over, picked up 2 wickets for those 4 runs, and picked up the very important wicket of Vandit Prajapati, which was the perhaps the biggest scalp that was needed by the Pennsylvania Cavaliers. Once the Cavaliers saw the back of Prajapati, they then had to account for Daniel Williams and Ewart Nicholson, and so Powell came back to account for Nicholson, another of the big hitters, as he went cheaply on the afternoon. And then Daniel Williams was accounted for by Varun Samaru, as Mario Laban took a very smart catch to see the back off Daniel Williams. And since then it's been advantage Titans, and rather advantage Cavaliers, as they resumed the ascendancy, having posted a mammoth 229 when they took their turn at the wicket. And so far, other than the effort from Vandit Prajapati, it's been Sunil Kumar has been and Daniel Williams' contribution have been the only contributions of any meaningful consequence, as this one is gone for another CBTF maximum. And so Sunil Kumar continues here to at least put his hand up that the New Jersey Titans have not waved the white flag. And so it's 149 for 7 with 20 balls remaining. Asking rate 24, as 81 balls are needed from these 3.2 overs.
अपोनेंट चाहे कितना भी स्ट्रांग हो, स्पीड के आगे घुटने टेक देता है। इसलिए अपनी फैंटेसी टीम बनाने से पहले विजिट cbtfspeednews.com।
यहाँ आपको मिले मैच प्रीव्यूज, टीम अपडेट्स, स्टेडियम स्टैट्स और बहुत कुछ, ताकि मैच कोई भी जीते, आपका प्रेडिक्शन कभी गलत ना हो।
विजिट cbtfspeednews.com and stay ahead।
So effort ball from Chris Powell, and you could hear the effort, the grunt as he delivered at the end on the delivery stride. 149 on the board for the loss of 7 wickets. We're winding down match number 1 of the doubleheader here at SUNY Purchase. The match immediately following this one will feature the Texas Cowboys and the New York Gothams, and we saw Ghosh in the ground, the team owner for the New York Gothams, as this one steered away towards the third man region, and single then to close out over number 17. And so the 150 comes up. It's 150 for 7 at the end of 17. So Robin Chowdhury has been tossed the ball with just 3 overs remaining. And he starts with the ball outside the off stump. And an appeal for a wide by the non-striker. Venturu just extending the arm, almost appealing to umpire Kumar as to how is that not a wide ball. And this is hit well into the deep and up and over, gone for a maximum. And so that's 50 for Sunil Kumar. And so he does well to get to a half century here as 50 comes up. As the 50 comes up in just about 31 minutes, 26 balls, and he struck 5 CBTF maximums and 2 fours to go along with a 192 strike rate. So just about 15 deliveries remain in the innings, and so things continue to wind down here for the New Jersey Titans. They're just the effort here of Sunil Kumar, swing and a miss from Venturu. So a clinical performance from the Pennsylvania Cavaliers on the back of perhaps a man of the match performance from the CPL man, Trevon Griffith, whom smashed his way to a brilliant 119 off 53 balls, which we now know is the highest individual score in the USPL. And so with Cavaliers on the verge of cementing this victory, one would think that that will ultimately become a man of the match performance. As this one is hit well through the offside. Laban out in the deep. And can't stop one, but does prevent the ball from going into the boundary. That closes out the over. 9 runs from it. It's 159 for 7.
As per the performance of the previous year, we can see that. हाँ बेबी, कुछ नहीं.
सुबह क्या भूल गए?
Breakfast भूल गया. कर लूँगा.
कितनी बार बोला है, ऐसे मत लेट किया करो.
3 minutes.
अभी तुम्हारे पेट में एसिडिटी हो
बेबी
रही है.
रखूँ. हाँ.
बेबी की चिट-चैट 3 minutes में? Impossible. मगर MTR का 3 minute उपमा, just add hot water, mix, cover और 3 minutes में ready. MTR 3 minute breakfast. इंडिया का breakfast.
So Samaru comes back into the attack, and Sunil starts by picking up a couple of runs. So he continues to carry the fight here at the end, to the very end. It was perhaps just a mountain too high to climb for the New Jersey Titans. Once they lost Prajapati, it was always going to be an uphill climb. And they will fall short here, but the question now that remains is fall short by how many? Of course, net run rate does factor into the equation later in this tournament, and so as teams play through, they want to try to get as close to targets as possible. Whether it's likely that they'll get to the target, it's not really of much concern as much at this juncture. And Sunil Kumar has come to the party and has contributed well for his team. And again, another ambitious looking swing through the onside by Venturu, looking to go big through the onside. And you heard the scream of bold from Chris Powell. And this time he does make contact. It's going up and over into the media center area, and that's gone for a CBTF maximum to close out the over. 11 from it, and so it's 170 for 7 at the end of 19. So final over coming up, last over here of match number 1 of the doubleheader. And so with 60 runs to get, foregone conclusion that the Pennsylvania Cavaliers will continue their winning ways. And so Chris Powell will finish things up here as the Pennsylvania Cavaliers on the verge of cementing another win. And this will be a no ball. So, and it's a field restriction no ball actually, as we see the umpire just pointing to the fielders who have been guilty of the restriction. And so now the circle atop the head indicates that a free hit is upcoming. And so Sunil Kumar will have a free swing here. In fact, Santosh is the man on strike. So the free hit just yields just 1 run. So this one winding down, the proceedings winding down here at SUNY Purchase. Here's Chris Powell just looking to close things out on a good note, a swing and a miss. And so Powell will continue on. Santosh, the man on strike. And in the air, in comes Trayvon Griffith, and again he takes another stellar catch. And so 2 catches to Griffith, and that's the end of Santosh. He has to go. He falls for 10. And so now it's 174 for 8. As you see Trayvon Griffith in your screen, in your living room, he scoops up another. And so 174 for 8 as Santosh Venturu walks off. And with then just a delivery remaining, it's all Pennsylvania Cavaliers as they will emerge victorious here at SUNY Purchase. Again, a reminder that the Texas Cowboys and New York Gothams will be on show immediately succeeding this particular match. And in between there will be some interviews, but it will come down to just a final ball to close out this particular matchup between the Titans and Cavaliers, as they'll romp to victory here in comfortable fashion in the end. Clinical performance by the Pennsylvania Cavaliers. And in fact, so in the air, and it will fall in. And so that's the 5th ball of the over. And so the final ball will come up now. So 175 for 8, 175 for 8, the final ball of the innings. So Chris Powell with ball in hand. And he has had a tremendous day with the ball. Will has picked up 3 wickets, looking to collect a 4th with this final ball. Can he do it? No, he can't. And it turned into the onside. And in comes Malik. And that will close things out. That will close out the proceedings as the Titans limp to 176 for 8 at the end of their 20 overs. So a comprehensive win by 54 runs to the Pennsylvania Cavaliers. So we'll pause here, return with a couple of interviews, and then on the other side, you will see the next matchup, which will feature the Texas Cowboys and New York Gothams.
All right, we have the US Premier League's owner and founder, Mr. Sandeep Singh with us. Sandeep ji, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I am fantastic, and such a fabulous match. I mean that we have witnessed today. So, how it is going for you all?
I think the league is going great. And this is the 3rd or the 4th century of Phase 2, which is amazing. I think amazing performance by all the players. It's a bit hot, but I think you can see how the players are performing. The league is doing great. The players are enjoying, and I think it's an excellent effort to upgrade and embrace and empower the US cricket within the United States. So I'm pretty happy the way it is going, and I'm pretty sure it will go better moving into the next season as well.
Yes, absolutely. We all want that to be happen, but at the same time that we're all set for having our man of the match for this beautiful afternoon, and that is none other than the person from Pennsylvania Cavaliers, Trevin Griffith. We want to hear, please, round of applause for him. And Mr. Sandeep Singh is going to hand it over to him. All right, Trevin, yes, all right. We just spoke in the break that how you felt and you scored and everything. So now 3 matches on a row and you guys are going really good. So what's next?
I mean, it's good for the team, that 3 win on the bunks. It's important that you keep the momentum. And we had a good game today, great team performance, and happy that I get some runs and put my team in a winning position.
All right, thank you so much, Trevin, and wish you all the best. Thank you. So both of the keepers with me, of course. Please join me. Thank you so much. So 58 runs, all right, the half century. That was really good. So what's your next plan, next game?
Basically, 3 games in a row. We know we needed a win today. Credit to Nevin's team. I just want to say we have to keep the momentum going forward as a team, build as a unit. It's still a long way, so we just have to keep repeating the positives, keep doing the simple things right, and just keep winning as a team.
All right, all the best to you.
Thank you very much.
All right, thank you. All right, Titans. Okay, Naveen. I know it's a game, and a game, like anything can happen. So, what's your thought?
We thought it was a very good game. We gave them a good fight with the squad that we had assembled today. The USPL is a fantastic initiative, and every weekend we come out here to play. Guys, we give our all. We were up against a very strong, well-balanced Pennsylvania Cavaliers team. Looking at the kind of experience that they have within their ranks. A couple of dangerous players one of them got off, took the game away from us. But I thought our bowlers did well at the back end to really pull things back, curtail it at the end. Also, we got off to a very, very good start. But again, with the quality that they have in their sheds, they were able to rely and bank on that experience, put us under a bit of pressure. But at the end of the day, really proud of our boys. I have to have a serious word with Mr. Sandeep, the owner of this tournament. Every weekend, we our team seems to be the target. Minor league are taking our players, but it's good for the tournament. That is what the owners and they actually set about, giving unknown talent opportunities to come here. You could see as soon as a couple guys perform next weekend, they're in minor league teams, and that's a fantastic initiative. We know as a franchise have the task of trying to find quick replacements, but it's something that is a little bit tough, but we enjoy it as well, and it gives opportunity to other guys come in and put their hands up, and we are very thankful for the opportunity to be here at the USPL.
All right, thank you so much, Naveen, and wish you all the best for the next. Guys, yes, we are right here live from SUNY Purchase College at New York, and we are going to take a short break, and we'll be coming back. You can see this gorgeous lady right next to me is Keisha, who is actually the skipper's wife, and she is quite excited about the win.
Yes, hi. I'm so proud of my husband and his team. Congratulations again. It's really a good experience being here with the team and him. I'm so proud, and we're gonna take the title.
Of course. And what do you think about USPL?
It's my first time here, so so far it's really good.
So, what you want to say to all our viewers to watch USPL?
Keep looking at these games and support our team to the end.
Thank you so much, Keisha. It was lovely meeting you.